Welcome back, still with Daybreak Africa, reaching in here, more studios in Ondo City. Of course, I forever remain Ezekiel, Ogar. This morning, as I started with Micheal, it's quite an interesting one, talking about women empowerment, vocational training, Panacea to financial freedom. Now, over 2 decades or more, it's more like women has been the point of attention. They really have been doing well, so well, and they really have been demanding this form of attention. And we believe as a people, as a nation, as a continent, we ought to do even more for women empowerment. With us in the house is one renowned woman I really must attest. Now, she is Dean of Vocational and Technical Education Department at the Adeyemi Federal University of Education here in Ondo State. She obtained her NCE certificate in 1988 at Adeyemi Federal University of Education with a distinction bachelor education at the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University. She obtained her master's and PhD degree from the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, respectively. She's person of Dr. Bridget Itunu Awosika. Welcome on Daybreak Africa.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you here once again.
Thank you so much.
I was hinted by Micheal you were here, but I wasn't among the hosts that day. And he told me it was quite an episode. I personally had to squeeze myself in and really encounter this one myself.
I did promise Ezekiel that he's going to be enlightened.
Okay, thank you.
All right, talking about women empowerment, freedom to financial stability and everything. Looking at the topic as a thing, as a very big situation here, what is going to be your take before even going into anything?
Yeah, women empowerment is key. It's very key to national development, because as we say, train a woman, you train a nation. If you train a man, you train just that person himself. Or training a woman means you are training the entire nation, because it's going to give birth to children that she'll be able to train properly. She'll be able to even impact positively into her husband's life, and all those children she will give birth to will go all about reproducing and filling up the nation. So if there is a kind of empowerment in the woman, she's a strong person that can face challenges and come out of them, strong. She's going to impart the same thing to her children. So if a woman is empowered, she is being prepared to have people who will live in an empowered nation, and will be good to go with all of that.
Now, at this point, just before we go into the details of this topic, I tend to wonder, I have my sentiment. I said that is my sentiment earlier, so I just want to have a better understanding. Now, for you as a person, you have actually achieved a great height as a person, one I personally envy. A name that is quite renowned, I mean, here in Ondo State and abroad, if I would actually use that statement. Somehow you managed to really bring yourself to this point. I know it is without, of course, it is one with challenges, here and there as it may. I tend to wonder, as a woman, was there a challenge peculiar because you were a female?
Definitely. We live in an environment where our culture seems to place the woman in a position that is not at par with the man. There are these stereotypes. The stereotypes
I know it
till now
in the 80s per se.
Even till now, the only thing is that the percentage, the strength of the stereotypes have reduced in the present day. But it's not as if it's gone totally. You still get to a situation where somewhere on Saturday we're in a meeting, and after the presentation they said 3 people should represent each senatorial district to react to what had been discussed or presented to us. And in a particular senatorial district, they said there must be at least one woman, that there must be a woman. But the first set of people that will come out from a particular district were 2 women and 1 man. And people already started to talk. People at the top table. What's going on? Why are we having 2 women and only 1 man? Men, are you not here? Are you sleeping? Just mere opportunity for people to air their views on what we have had there that morning. So that is showing that these stereotypes are still there. That is, if there are 10 things available for people in a particular environment, there should be 7 men taking their turns before 3 women will come to take whatever is left. So in a case where the first 3 people to come out are women, the men they are already threatened that these women will take the best 3 out of these 10 items. So it's everywhere. At work, if you have a female boss, you know, championing the affairs of that office, and most of the other staff, the subordinate staff, most of them are men, then you say that the woman must really know her onions for her to be able to handle that establishment. The men will always want to see her as the Mama Shade that they left at home, the Mama Busy that they used to give dirty slaps to if she goes beyond her bound. So until the woman now asserts herself, assertion that, look here, this is not Mama Shade and this is not Mama Busy. This is Dr. Mrs. Awosika, here, the dean of this faculty, or you are the, you know, managing director, or whatever is your post. So, and to do that, you must know your onions. You cannot be a lazy person and you are telling people working with you not to be lazy. You must take the lead. You must really lead indeed. You lead by all standards. You are early to work. There are rules and regulations to follow. You do proper monitoring. You are always there. You are in charge. So when they see that you are in charge, they say, that woman, don't toy with her. She won't take it from you. Then everybody now will fall in line. Not all women are able to do that. If they are not empowered, then there'll be trouble. Everybody, people will be tossing them around. All this, I'm a man thing. It's always there. You know now yourselves.
All right. From what you've said so far now, I want to believe that there is competency. Because if you are not competent, no matter how you are given a platform, you cannot thrive.
Sure.
So now, we want to understand that we've seen even people with, let me say, less privilege in male counterpart, in women too, and still the men still come out and say, okay, I want to become this, and they fight it. We have these situations around. So most people will say, because she's a lady, that is why she has gone through that place. But we still also see ladies that even with situations surrounding them, they still come out to thrive, even when the environment is not friendly for them. When situations are not friendly for them, they still come out and say, I will fight this thing. Now, for those that do not fight, especially in relation to financial freedom, what could be responsible? What could be the barrier that caused such situation for them?
Yeah, from my own thinking, I would believe that the background matters. If a child is born into a family of, you know, 4 people, 4 children, 2 males and 2 females, if the parents will not give equal opportunities to their girls, don't climb, Tunji, go and bring that something from, you know, the shelf up there. You, Shade, don't climb so that you won't fall. Is it the gender that will make somebody to fall? Or if you carelessly get on the stool without positioning yourself very well? So parents who seem to see, and it's still about this stereotype thing, what a woman faced when she was a young girl, she thinks must be transferred to her daughter or daughters. The thing is, let Shade climb. If she falls, she will get up. We used to have a German friend, and they were living upstairs, and they had this toddler boy, less than 3 years. The guy will always climb all the railings in the veranda upstairs. And as Nigerians, we say, Kathy, your baby? He said, no. He will fall. Say, let him fall. If he doesn't fall, then he's not a German. The guy will fall many times. They put PAP on their hand and so on. And after some time, the young boy learned not to fall. As soon as he is dropping, that is the way he will do this acrobatic, and he will not fall flat. He will fall either with resting on the arm. So this is what we're saying. What is the background? If you don't make your girls strong from home, if you are thinking you are a girl, go and do nothing. Why? Who says the guys cannot inject? What happens in nursing? It's not a medical program. If you say because you are a girl, go and teach. Why? Why can she not be an engineer? So from home, the stereotypes must stop. Every woman should give every opportunity to the girl and to the boy. It starts from there. And after that, when this lady now gets bigger, goes to school, university and so on, and mixes with people in the entire globe, wherever she finds herself, she's already built that if you are a man, yes, I'm not inferior to you. We are going to attain the same certificate when we go to school. I might even come out with a better class of degree than a male counterpart. So that, you know, confidence must be infused into our girls from home, so that when they leave the home, they get anywhere, there is no fidgeting. Everybody here is a man. See them, all men, all in tie. I'm the only one in skirt. And they are, no. You don't say, how are you guys, how are you guys, how are you? In fact, you will see that men who know what they are doing, they will like such a girl. Because they say that she's not feeling inferior. You know, it's not that you go and sit in one corner, because everywhere here is filled up with men. Then they will call you, where is she? They'll be looking out. No, be in their midst. If they are jumping, jump. If they are hitting, hit them. If anyone hits you, by the time you hit 3, all the others will, you know, they will come to themselves and know that, yeah, there's not somebody to toy with. So this is it. Many women who seem not to be pushful as expected, to get over this tendency, or if you are a female, you go to the background. When we are done with what is going on here, we'll call upon you to come and take care of the space. People who will not be so much relegated to the background are people who have the wherewithal right from home when they were young. There is nothing that says your girl must attend a secondary school that is all female. Let them go to mixed schools. Let them see what life is all about. That's one of the things we enjoy in boarding houses. People will say, you can't steal my things. Okay, you mark it. Maybe it's what you see, you will identify. When they take it, they have a way of cleaning off everything about your name. So they teach you, they season you, they groom you, they pepper you. That's the word. They say, see this one. We're going to pepper you now. You'll be okay. Here you are, my mommy. And by the end of the term, when that girl goes home and comes back from holiday, she will tell a lot of tales. You see what they do? You see what they do? And so here's the boys. I said, go there. The boys. So if they hit you, can you not hit back? They give you assignment to do. You are begging the boys to help you cut the grass because you are a girl. What did the man use to cut the grass? Is it his male organ or his hand? Don't you have hands? Cut your own. Gradually, you will be better. You could even catch up and overtake some men. And when you do that, you carry it into wherever you go. You are the ones now that will be able to encourage our girls. When they start to be fidgeting, you say, come around. It's not like that. Be on your feet. Be yourself. You have one head. No man has 2 heads. So please, be yourself. Put yourself together and forge ahead with other people, because you are here. This certificate, there are many girls that will make A's all around. All
right, I know that Ezekiel wants to ask a question because I see him really gearing up, but in light of what you just spoke about now, from what you said, I see intentionality, like, okay, you are being intentional as a parent. Intentionality, like, I want to do this, I want to instill this. But now, when you are trying to bring out a message, there is how you encode it and also the way they decode it as children. Now, this is the situation that we are really fighting in our society, especially when a girl child has been so toughened and given that belief that you can do it. This also boils down to the way they come about handling culture and the way things are supposed to be done. Especially when some of them get married, they feel like, since I can do whatever a man can do, then why do I need the man in my life? We have seen situations like this. So now, how do they decode it? How do you encode them for them to get it right? The message you are passing, for them not to mix it that, okay, that does not mean that you are still not going to be a good person, you're not going to be a good wife, but you need to understand this. Because we are really seeing a situation where a lot of ladies are mixing this.
Thank you very much. I do not want to agree that empowerment of a girl child or empowerment of a woman is a reason for her not to be able to keep a good home or be a good wife. The mother who is training her, everything we have mentioned here, we're talking about you climbing somewhere, you having to clean, you having to cut the grass. That one has no negative effect on our cultural upbringing. It should also be the assignment of parents from home to make sure our girls, they dress well, they join in cooking in the house, just like the boys should join. That is the point. That is where our culture makes it, you know, like a kind of, there is a demarcation. If you are a guy, you wash daddy's car and you go and dress up for school. It's only the girls that should be with mommy in the kitchen. You see, in all the competitions, cooking competitions we do in the world, most of the time, men have come out winning. So this issue of we are cooking, we are not touring babies, is not an exclusive space for the female because she's a girl. No. The only thing is you cannot help a woman to carry the pregnancy. Once the baby is born, you can help to prepare the baby food and feed your baby. But if you are a man and from home, what daddy is used to is to come back from work and crosses his legs and he starts reading the newspapers or is watching the telly. Mommy runs from the kitchen to the store, from there to the dining, from everywhere. And once in a while she will call the girls, come around. The boys are also there sitting with daddy, pressing their phone. We must not create that culture, because by and large the girls will join. So it will be only the woman, like she's not a slave, she's a wife, a mother, and she has to so much play that role or play those roles and make sure her girls is also nurtured in the same manner. The thing is, our culture is different from you empowering your child, whether it's a female child or a male child. Culture has to be upheld. We have to propagate our culture. It is different from empowering somebody. An empowered person, you say, the appreciation of our culture and its propagation is part of empowerment. It's part of the empowerment that even the woman needs. The girl child needs it. Because there is a saying that the day a man loses his culture, that day he dies. Because they need to be identified. Your culture must be what people identify you with. But if you have thrown your culture away because you are educated, no, it's not part of it. Any woman or any girl that feels that once I pass well in school, everything is okay. I can decide to go about half nude. I can decide to show everywhere that is supposed to be hidden. I can decide to talk anyhow to anybody. That is someone who has lost what we call our culture. That is not part of empowerment. Empowerment will make you to even appreciate your culture and you join in propagating it. Empowerment will teach you that to be a woman, we have women in Nigeria. Look at Okonjo-Iweala. Her marriage is still intact. And I have not seen an African woman that has surpassed her in world attainments. But she has a home. She has a husband. She has her children. And have you ever heard that the children are involved in all those immoral activities? So this is a woman who has been well empowered, but has not lost her culture. Look at her. Have you ever seen her in suit? She's in our African attire. She's having her skirt and blouse. She's having the head tie everywhere she goes. So has that one prevented her from being the chairman of the World Trade outfit, the whole world, to be the chairman of WTO? No, she's a chairman. So our culture must go pari passu with empowerment, because empowerment will help the culture to grow, and the culture will help the empowerment we have to show to the world. And now you who are empowered and you are cultured, you be a great inspiration to upcoming.
At this point, I tend to wonder, what are some of the most significant barriers to women empowerment, and how best are we to address such barriers? Yeah,
significant barriers to women empowerment. We have mentioned stereotypes earlier on. We also want to talk about financial strength. Because no matter the opportunities that are available to me, if I do not have the finances, if I'm a young girl and my parents cannot finance it, and there is nowhere we can run to for assistance, there are so many wasted brains all over the place. If they are given the push, if they are given the opportunity, they will fly. But the opportunity didn't come because of financial.
I think finance is more like a Nigerian challenge, not just
generally. Yes, it's our challenge in Nigeria. Apart from that, we can say in marriage, if you are unlucky, quote unquote, to marry a spouse who doesn't believe in you, or who has this intimidating thinking, is he going to be greater than me? Why? Why is it my wife they are calling all the time? So you put a great impediment on your path to progress. He will tell you. We have had instances of people who had grade 2 or NCE and they want to further their education, and the husband will say, if you want to go to school with my name, I'm saying no. But if you must go and first drop my name. and the woman is at a fix. Why will you drop the name of your husband? You become an MS because you want to further your education. So, as part of our jobs, apart from the lecturing job, we also counselors. We invite such men. We talk to them, we plead with them, we talk to the lady. Have you been unruly at home? Have you been, have you not given your husband the expected respect and so on? And when the men will own up in some cases, some of these men will tell you, the thing is that I have a degree. Why is he going for a degree? Are we competing? So what do we do? So we have to plead and plead. So there is that fear. The fear, women are trying to become emancipated, but there is fear of emasculation in men. The men are scared. This woman have the same certificate with me. She will start to puff.
All right, we still really want to do a lot of talking, but right now we will be going on a very short break. I know, Mama, you still have a lot of things to talk about, especially on this important and beautiful topic before us, but we will be doing more justice to that after the short break. Stay with us.
Back still Daybreak Africa, and with us is Dr. Bridget Itunu, Awosika, as we attack the topic of women empowerment in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria per se, globally, more like a global challenge generally. Now, I tend to wonder, you spoke so much about education and economic buoyancy for women. Is this all there is for women empowerment? Education and economic strength, is that all there is?
No, there are still many more.
Okay.
We can also look at the person, the personality, the individual, how prepared, how interested. If they ask me to go to school and I can via to other things, if they put me on a trade that I'm supposed to learn and I can practice it for self-reliance, that's all. Even when you go to school, that's all you want. You want to be self-reliant, you want to be able to take care of your family and yourself. But on my own, I am disinterested in my own progress. Perhaps we can also talk of peer group influence. If I keep bad companies and I say, we are meeting at that junction, and we get there and say, my mommy said I should do this and do that, and they say, I beg, we are going to that place. They don't to see. There is that influence. There is the social media influence as well. Not every influence these girls that they get from the social media, not all of them are okay. There is this wrong notion that they are planting in their mind that you can make money through any means, even foul means. You can decide to stripteasing. And people will watch you and give you money, and you will be So that is it. That's a societal influence that is negative on these girls. We believe, look at the issue of fashion. Everybody that they will use as a model must be so skinny, and as skinny as the person can be, the person must also wear the stars, no dresses, tattered things. So when we give that kind of impression and now they take it in, it's not easy to take it out of them. They become used to it. So those negative influence for the social media, from ICT, negative influence from peer groups, even you as an individual, what kind of a person are you? Are you determined? The determination to succeed. At least if I can make it to uni, I can stop somewhere, I can acquire skill, and when I practice those skills, I can excel. That push is not there with all our girls, not with all women. We have women who after school, the husband will say, yeah, now that you are in the childbearing age, I don't want you to do salary job. I'm going to open a big shop for you. What do you want to sell? And the man will put down a big amount of money, lump sum, get the shop in a strategic place, get it filled up with whatever madam has decided that she prefers to sell. But madam will not go there. And I'll wake up in the morning because she's a full-time housewife now. But the man has said you will go to the shop, which means when you are done with household chores, go there, be there. The children can come from school, be there with you, and you can come. Madam will just take liberty for license. She'll get a clerk there. The clerk will buy sell, buy, sell, and can even grow and take off from there, go and establish his or her own business. So that one is there. How many of us have the willpower? We don't all have to do white-collar jobs. When we decide to do businesses or situations around us prompt us to be doing businesses, how mindful are we about what we need to make out of this business? How interested are we? Do you want to stay home? Yeah, Ogar. I want to shop. So when the business goes down, there'll be a lot of quarrel. After some time, they could pick the broken pieces together, and Ogar will say, okay, let's do it this time again. The same thing will still happen because the willpower is not there. Madam is not ready. Maybe she's from a background where everything goes. Now, Ogar is saying, I don't want my wife to be somebody that cannot even buy a pair of slippers for the children in my absence. And he decides to set up, but she will mess up. She won't follow up as it should be. She will not make a success story of the business outfit. That is it. People who go about, a lot of women, they make money, they are empowered, even they are working, but when they are working, they are earning their salary. Every Saturday, there must be one clothing or the other that they must buy. The high society were females. When they do that, the income will not be enough. It will get to a point that some women will use the money for household feeding and so on, the usual shop money. They will divert it to things that are for their personal use, and that will make the family to suffer. And Ogar will come, there will be trouble. So we will say men again. So not all the problems are totally from men. There is peer group influence.
All right, now you've made mention of a lot of things, and as you speak, I look into it and I'm able to derive something, be able to decode something. Let's talk about the aspect of financial intelligence, especially coming from home down to our institutions. You know, we keep saying Ogar will set up business, but it's one thing to set up business, it's another to sustain it, for you to know how to spend prudently. Of course, while we were in school, we were able to go through the levels of scale of preference, how to spend, how to do things. But at the end of the day, most people, most Nigerians, I would say, be it you, male or female, we throw it away. We don't know how to do it. Say, if you just give me 1 million now. We see ladies now, instead if I give you 1 million, what you do? I'll go and buy air. I'll go and buy this. I'll go do for skincare and the rest. Financial intelligence. Let's talk about it.
Thank you very much. You see, financial intelligence is key. Very, very important. Because even if you are earning, when we say good salary now, I'm looking at somebody who earns like 1 million and above in Nigeria. So if you earn that much, you have 4 children, then there is the husband and the wife. You see, when we do budgeting, you are supposed to expend up to 40% of your monthly income on food. Yeah. According to the International Organization of Consumers Union, your fixed income is what comes in, comes on, come rainfall at the end of the month. So 40% is supposed to go into feeding, 20% into your housing. That makes 60. You are supposed to spend like 15% on clothing, 15 on your health care, and the remaining 10% you save. That is it. That is the ratio. Because you must save. If you earn 500 naira or 5,000 naira a month, you must save. That's the rule of the International Organization of Consumers Union. You must always save for the rainy day. And there are 4 basic things they want you to spend your money on: food, clothing, shelter, health. So they believe that it's not every month you fall sick, and it's not every month you buy clothing. So when you are going to buy clothing, whatever has accrued from the percentage you have kept aside should be enough for you to buy clothing. So when we are talking of that and we follow that, and the little economics that we do in school, we're supposed to have a scale of preference. So when a woman or a man, like you have even pointed out, will forget, that may be one of the shortcomings of the course unit system that we are running in our universities. Students are in exam now in AFWED. They are preparing to pass this exam. When they come back, we're in the first semester. When they come back in the second semester, don't be surprised that if you ask some of them, some of the things they have been taught now, which they are now being examined on, they could start behaving like, have I ever had this before?
Very
So
true.
people are reading to pass exam. You say there is need for people to be able to apply knowledge. So knowledge application seems to be lacking in the curriculum. It's not that it's not infused there, but how those we are teaching will get it in and sustain taking it in so that it can be put to use at the right time. It's a challenge. And I want to believe that's one of the reasons they are exposing students now at their 300 level to entrepreneurial education. You choose a skill you want to learn. You have a certificate in that skill. You also have a certificate in your core course that you have come to the university to study. So at the end of the day, either you are on your own practicing the skill you acquired through your entrepreneurial course, or you get a job with the core course, with the certificate you got from the core course. Now there is a good example in the diaspora. At the University of Texas at Austin. They started practicing this. If you come in for medicine, for law, for engineering, for anything, you must also choose 2 skills. One of them will be called your major skill. And in a space of 3 years, they went back to the field. They went to their old students and they collected the data. Out of the 2 certificates you received, the one from your core course and the one from your skilled or vocational course, which one got you a job first? And come and see the revelation. They were even confessing that to go back to a job with their core course will take a lot of time. That because they're comfortable with this and it gives them some kind of elasticity, they can practice on their own, do private job. They also earn a pay from this. So that is why Nigeria is practicing it, but we still have the hindrance of finance. Even at the university level, not all the things needed for this entrepreneurial exposure, not all of them are available. And you will see that once we leave school here, you see parents telling you, how can my son be an engineer and you are saying university? So the moment you have gone to the university, you are on top of every other thing. You cannot do anything. Whereas these people they are looking down on, the vocational people, they are even better. They are people who have the IQ. They have intellectual capacity to think out what is okay. Look at all this room. How much grammar would somebody have blown to be able to produce this? And those grammar that was blown when these things were being produced, where are they in this room? What we see in this room are handiworks,
Of course.
the products of what people are able to do. In education, we talk of knowledge in the cognitive, in the affective, and psychomotor domain. You cannot do anything in practice and do it well if you have not thought of it mentally. So your cognitive capability, your intelligence counts a lot. People in vocations are not never do wells. They are people who I want to say they are peculiarly lucky because they can have something from here, cognitive domain, affective domain. That's when they know that yes, this goes together. But next time, why don't you wear this kind of shirt with this kind of dress with this, and that is affective. And the psychomotor, the ability to use your hands to do things. People produce this, people produce this, people produced all of this from the thinking that came from their cognitive capability. So if somebody would want to make the best from schooling, to me, that is somebody who can put pen on paper and give you the process by which you can get this cane chair made, and can say at the end of the day, that's a sample there, we made it yesterday.
Indeed.
That's the person I give it to all the time.
At
Not
this
a
point-
lot of grammar and grammar and grammar.
At this point, I tend to wonder, what role do men play in women empowerment? And how best can men be allies when it comes to as regarding gender equality?
Thank you. 2 questions in one now. The roles that men play
In women empowerment.
in women
And how
empowerment.
best to be allies?
We don't want to condemn the men and say they're not doing anything at all. They are. They are. You see, everything has to do with where are you coming from? Who are you as a person? What are your core values? Everybody has a value system. In some families, they value quality food. They may not buy expensive dresses. Feed good food menu. They feed well in the family. In some families, they may not eat too much. They can be taking a bar in the morning, a bar in the afternoon, but every new lace outfit they must buy. That's their value system. You see, some men, they have this belief that even if I become a director or CEO of a place and I'm going to be unavailable to do something, to attend a statutory meeting, to go to the board of directors meeting, I should have a wife that can go there and they'll say, wow, this woman is just as good as her husband. Some men are like that. So they want to upgrade their wives. Even if the women are coming from very low background, these men are ready. There are people who marry their wives with only the school certificate. They'll make sure she goes higher and higher and higher, and then they can sit and relax. Say, madam, there is a place we need to be, but there is another one that came up now. So you are going to that one, I will go to this one. And he can give a sigh of relief that madam will go there and things will be okay. There are men like that. But I've cited an example in this room today of a man who told his wife to go and drop his name if she wants to go to school again, if she wants to further her education. That's another man. So on a general note, I want to say men haven't performed woefully. There cannot be but pockets of challenges from some people who are afraid of emasculation. Yes. A colleague of mine wrote a paper and she titled it Culture at Crossroads. Yeah? Women, emancipation and fear of emasculation in men. This lady looked at what stereotypes are on ground. In years past, yes, every woman surrendered. But when economic situation changed, and even men themselves found that they couldn't go it alone, they started allowing their women to go out. But even at that, some men are not ready to adjust. Because normally, if culture tells us that the role of the woman is in the kitchen and is in the nurturing of babies and is cleaning the home, fine. And now this same woman has to go out for paid job. She's gone out, she earns a salary outside the home. She comes back from work by 4 p.m. just like the husband, and she rushes to the kitchen. And Ogar is there reading the newspapers, listening to the radio, watching the television. And when the man says, he said, food not ready. It's not ready. We just started boiling the stew. I just managed to clean the meat. Ogar, in the present situation now, madam brings certain percentage on the table. If food is 100,000, maybe her own share in my own family is used to be 60-40. Yeah, 60-40, 40 from me, 60 from my husband. And I joyfully accepted. So if I have put down 40% out of the 100,000 for food, Oga puts down 60% and goes to sit down, who will cook the food? Will the food cook itself? I mean, and the children are still there to be attended to, especially when at the tender years. So you find out that fear of emasculation, shaking mama buy for then what happens? Do you want to kill me? That's the question. Then the man will tell you, my father never pounded yams for my mother. My mother did not even have the mouth to tell my father, Baba, busy, now we're going to do this yam, now we're going to pound, I'm so tired. Are you telling me to come and pound? But this woman had accepted to go and work in addition to the house chores that she faces on a daily basis. All right,
Doctor, we are really out of time. So for that reason, I really want to say I'm really enjoying this. Most time I would say it's going to be an inconclusive one. But before we leave, just in a minute, your word of advice to the women, the men also in the aspect of women empowerment, especially when financial issues and the culture and the societal issue is being entangled in all situations, making it not possible. What are your words of advice?
My advice is this: let every man respect the woman he has married, and let every woman know that you are a partner with your husband. You can never be the head. So let us come together. Let there be perfect cooperation. Let us see ourselves as distinctive from the other person. Don't say Mama Shade is always doing that, so you must do it. And the man at the side also should not say Mama Bisi is always kneeling down and putting food on her head for the husband to eat. No, there are peculiarities in families. We should do everything in unison. We should understand that no matter how the situation around us is pushing us, our children are watching. And when you see a man and a woman that are always nagging, hitting their children, their sons or daughters, don't make good marriages. So if only for that, we must learn to give and take and embrace and persevere and make up our mind to flow together. And by the grace of God, with prayers, we are sure to make a success of our marriages.
Thank you very much for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
All right, viewers, you've heard it from our guest, Dr. Bridget Awosika. She really did justice to a lot of things that were brought before her, especially talking about how we need to work together. This is not a competition. It is us making each other be better and create a world that we're all going to enjoy and coexist together as one. From us here, we'll be saying goodbye on Daybreak Africa. I remain Micheal Obagiri.
You do have a great day and a great week. I forever remain Ezekiel.
Thank you.